Roblox has existed on the web to the public for nearly 2 decades. For that long of a time period, many websites' features have come and go. If we take a glance of the Roblox website from 2006, and take another glance of it to this day in 2024, we can easily tell the mass changes and differences. Some features were beloved by the community, some were heavily despised, some were just redundant and meaningless. But what Roblox website features am I talking about? Well, there is a whole plethora of features to go over. The list goes on for hundreds of articles. To prevent myself from rambling on for days on end, I will be mentioning the most notable removed Roblox website features in this video. When were they introduced? How did they impact the platform? And what caused them to be removed? Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Insightspeep, and today we'll be going over Roblox's top discontinued features. This video is part of the Insights series, and speaking of that, this is not my first time ever going over discontinued Roblox feature on this channel. In the past, I've made videos about the history of tics, guests, and etc. So if you are interested in exploring more of this series after watching this video, check out the playlist link in the description box below. Let's get into the video. Guests. I've already made a history video about going over them, which will be linked in the description box as well, but I'll explain about them very briefly. The guest was a feature created for the intended use of letting newcomers test Roblox before making an official account. They were first introduced on September 26, 2008. From that year to 2014, guests were able to speak by only using the super safe chat words. They weren't able to see another words that were not sent using super safe chat. With the removal of super safe chat in 2014 though, they became completely unable to speak, which meant guests would have to create an account to chat in most places. But some places still had other ways for them to chat. Over the course of these years, guests were heavily criticized by their player base for being clueless noobs, since the majority of them are new players and didn't have the ability to properly communicate. Even back when I played in 2015 to 16, I had sentimental feelings for these silent fellows. Eventually, the guest feature will be removed for PC users on October 2nd, 2017. However, users could still play as a guest on mobile and PC by a glitch and using trustworthy unofficial extensions that allowed to play as a guest after the initial removal on October 7, 2017. This was patched on November 24th, 2018, and on that date, guests pretty much ceased to exist. Another removed feature I previously made a video on is tics, or tickets. I will also link the video in the description box. A ticket, also known as tics for short, was a former Roblox currency alongside with Robux. Introduced on August 2nd, 2007, tickets were earned by players through various methods, including visiting the site daily and having other users visit their place. Tickets could be spent on items in the marketplace and advertisements. Tickets were mainly used to buy things from the marketplace. At the same time, tickets also did not require payment and any registered account could earn them. Tickets could also be converted into Robux through the Roblox system and vice versa. The value of tickets varied, but tickets were worth far less than Robux. On April 14, 2016, tics was removed by Roblox and any remaining balances were forfeited to make Robux the only currency. Now, what caused Roblox to make this unfortunate decision? On March 15, 2016, Roblox announced through a blog post that tickets will be discontinued the following month, claiming that the currency was causing confusion and delay for many first-time users. Although it was suspected that this was because Roblox has been undergoing financial difficulties, no evidence has ever been shown for this. However, around 2017, players began speculating that the true reason was Roblox removed tickets was due to players using bot accounts to obtain free tickets in various ways, such as place visits or through transactions. Because of players botting, this resulted in players being able to convert all of these obtained tickets into large amounts of Robux. This was partially confirmed in a Roblox blog post. The reason behind removing tickets is not to make more money. The primary reasons have always been product simplicity, botting, and not incentivizing certain behaviors. Large amounts of users were unhappy and angry with the announcement and voiced disapproval on the forums. Speaking of the forums, this feature was also discontinued on the Roblox website. What are the forums, you may ask? The Roblox forums were used for discussing and socializing with other people in a text-based format. The forums housed different sub-forums that each had their own purposes. The forums were introduced on July 12, 2004, and were closed on December 4, 2017, after a post by an admin account announced their eventual removal, which happened a week later on December 11th. In the 13.5-year lifespan of the forums, many users made posts and participated in the subcultures of each subforum, and the forums were often the site of much controversy and raiding, especially in their later years.
Don't cry! Join the Quackity Rebellion! Do this! Okay guys, ready? Let's do it! Boom! Don't cry— No! 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 No!
Now, what caused the forums to collapse after its majestic lifespan? On December 4th, 2017, the forums suddenly became read-only. The same day, an admin named Roblox Staff made a post on Roblox News and Discussion announcing the closure of the public forums, due to the moderators being unable to moderate them easily. In the post, however, it does state, "This coming year, we'll be investigating options to rebuild forums that better serve you, our community, and our goals in providing a safe and constructive environment." On December 11th, Roblox made the final decision to remove the forums after 13.5 years of existence, and subsequently the post count statistics from user profiles. The button on the sidebar to access them was also removed. Trying to go onto the forum page today redirects to this notice, telling forum users to consider other methods to the forums. As of August 20th, 2021, only 16.42% of users signed up when the forums still existed. Existing forum posts have now been deleted, but there are still some unofficial websites that archive them, the most popular of which being this website right here. Of course, with this feature being removed, criticism striked, and it striked hard. It's no surprise this occurred due to the mass amounts of memories the forums housed. It helped recruit members for specific groups and communities. It helped meet new players alike with each other. It was an accessible hub to easily reach out to specific Roblox admins. It housed several interesting threads spreading over various Roblox-related topics for users to read, conduct research, and express their vocal opinions. Regarding the backlash of the forum's removal, some people with up to 100,000 forum posts became outraged that all their precious time and memories were going to be taken from them, and some were confused on why certain subforums that actually had an effect on the community as a whole, such as Let's Make a Deal and game design, were shut down without any immediate alternatives being provided. It is commonly believed that the shutdown was caused by multiple forum raids, such as by a YouTuber known as Quackity and his users raiding the forums just a few months prior, with another YouTuber known as ISoToxic, raiding them just a day before the closure announcement, along with many posts that went against the rules being posted to the forums often, such as the infamous post made by user Jared Pogi123 Kaba. Roblox may have deemed this to be too much to handle constantly as the forums became more and more out of control, and thought closing them would be the best option. To this day, there are many unofficial Roblox forums, some notable ones being on robloxforum.com and the Roblox Wikis forums. Roblox Luobu. It's simply known as the mainland Chinese version of Roblox. Luobu was released as a mobile app for iOS and Android on July 13th, 2021, alongside the official release of the NASDAQ Obby event. A Chinese version of Roblox Studio was downloadable prior to this. The Neza Obby event was a Roblox event that started on July 12, 2021 to celebrate the release of Roblox China. This event is sponsored by the highest grossing non-English animated movie, Neza, which was released in 2019. This obby offered catalog items and badges to earn as you progress through the stages and doing specific objectives. Fun fact, this event does not have an event banner or announcement, at least outside of China, presumably as it was not intended to be advertised outside of China. Now for the actual Luobu feature itself, this Roblox's Chinese feature website explains that the release of the platform would focus heavily on collaborations with schools and educators, and it was touted as a potential educational tool for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM students. On December 8th, 2021, Luobu was shut down indefinitely. A post was made on a Luobu website announcing this, thanking players for helping test and stating that the product will continue to be optimized for the time being. The initial launch of Luobu was explained to be a testing session, with Roblox spokesperson James K noting that a number of important transitionary actions are necessary as a new version of Luobu is built. WeChat and QQ accounts that participated in the testing are qualified to receive rewards once Luobu is officially released in a permanent form. It is currently unknown when Luobu will return, though it is suspected to return in 2024 or 2025, which is not that far from now as of recording. However, on July 17, 2022, Roblox reportedly terminated all of the over 5 million Luobu accounts. This potentially showed that Roblox either gave up on the project, on which much time had been spent, or they had other plans for Luobu. However, since April 20th, 2023, they began uploading on Bilibili almost 9 months after the mass deletion of the Luobu accounts, being their latest upload from November 1st, 2023. If you don't know what Bilibili is, it's essentially a Chinese video sharing website similar to YouTube, and Roblox owns an account on that website. Moderation history. This was a feature that listed all account moderations that an account has received. It was initially available exclusively to only parent accounts, allowing parents to see the moderation history of the supervised accounts, but later became available for any user to access on the account settings page after parent accounts were removed. This feature was removed in 2016 and is no longer visible on the settings page. Though moderation staff are always able to review moderation history, it is believed they were removed because they were used as a badge of honor by users who received many bans and warnings and who subsequently showed off their moderation history on the forums. Although this act was against the rules when moderation history was available. Every time an account is moderated, the time and type of moderation action, as well as warnings, reminders, bans, and appeal terminations in a time it was lifted, are displayed alongside a message from the moderators. The message is usually a generic warning, although users may occasionally receive personalized moderation messages. Any type of moderation acted upon an account would show up in the moderation history, including violations of terms of service, rules of conduct, and or Roblox forums rules. Moderation history was also used by Roblox to determine eligibility for gifts in the Giftsplosion events around Christmas, usually related to moderation history. The gifts that involve moderation history requires users to not have it moderated during a specific time frame to receive the gift. Speaking of the Giftsplosion and parent accounts, both of these features have also been discontinued. A parent account was a type of account that was intended for parents and could be used to manage and supervise normal user child accounts. It was introduced in November 2008 and was later discontinued in May 2012. Parent accounts had the ability to enforce privacy settings and view various details about the child account, such as their friends list, currency, recent purchases, moderation reports, and more. Here's a view of the parent control panel. This parent control panel was a page displayed after logging into the parent account. The Manage Child Accounts section displayed a list of all child accounts currently attached to the parent account, along with an image of their avatar and last seen date. There was also buttons to manage the child account or detach it from the parent account. The Add a New Child Account section allowed parents to attach additional child accounts to their account by entering the child's username and password. Upon attaching a child account, players would immediately have to select the privacy restrictions, if any, that they would like enforced on a child account. The Manage Your Account section allowed parents to change their email address or password associated with the parent account. The Parent Links section provided links to various sources regarding child safety online and the terms of service and other legal disclaimers. To this day, no one really knows why this feature was removed. Gift accessories / Giftsplosion events. Gift accessories were a type of accessory that rewarded owners of the gift with another accessory. Gifts were usually given to players when they completed a specific task within a limited amount of time, such as accumulating over 1,000 place visits. These tasks were not disclosed to the players, which often led to players creating theories about how certain gifts were earned. After a certain amount of time, players who have not earned the gift could purchase it for Robux. Once the sale period ended, the gift opened. Any player who owned the gift at the time it opened will receive a special prize. Typically, gifts that were more difficult to obtain were priced higher and released more desirable gifts, such as a Dominus. No new gifts have been released since 2017, and it's assumed that the gifts have been discontinued. Upon finalizing my research for this topic, I found something very interesting. In December 2023, in front of the Roblox headquarters, a cardboard version of the shiny blue gift of Naceness, whatever that is, was left, giving players hope for a gift wave in 2023. However, until someone opened the gift, only one note was found inside. The note reads, quote, "If I were still working at Roblox, maybe I could have sent you a surprise gift wave, but I'm sorry, that's no longer possible. Also, David is unaware of this box. Can you throw away this gift box for me? Happy New Year. You know who I am, don't you?" People have speculated that this letter was written from a former Roblox admin, Shedletsky. If you wish to see me make a video covering all of Roblox's gift box accessories and listing the release dates as like a Christmas special or something, let me know in the comments below. Player points were a scoring system on Roblox, generally intended to display players' skills. Player points were first implemented to Roblox as a beta feature on April 15, 2014, and were released out of beta when they were reset in September 14. They are often represented as red coins with white stars at the center of their sides. Players could earn them while playing certain games that used points service, usually either by completing tasks or making progress. Points service is a service used to query and award points for Roblox users using a universal point system within Roblox games. Compared to two main currencies in Roblox, since the feature's beta release, Robux and tickets, player points could not be used to buy items in the marketplace or any other place besides games, meaning they were not a form of currency. According to a staff member, an overhaul was once in the works, but on May 4th, 2023, an official dev forum posted announced that player points would be retired on June 30th, 2023. Developers had until May 31st to migrate legacy player points from their game. Here's a list of notable Roblox games that are either currently using or have used the feature at some point in the past. Builders Club was a Roblox membership split into 3 tiers that granted users extra privileges that could not be obtained by non-Builders Club members, such as a daily Robux bonus, the ability to make shirts and pants, and more. Builders Club was in beta testing on April 12, 2007, and came out to the public on August 16th of the same year. Builders Club's other tiers, Turbo Builders Club and Outrageous Builders Club, were added on June 18, 2009, and October 20th, 2009, respectively. At first, OBC had its own purchase page. That purchase page was later merged with the purchase page for the other tiers. Builders Club was removed from the Roblox platform on September 23, 2019. It was replaced with Roblox Premium, which had similar tiers in pricing but different benefits. A possible reason for the removal was confusion within the community, as the name led many to believe that only skilled builders could join. That sounds weird to me. Anyways, since this is a very notable remove feature that I'm strongly familiar with, if you wish for me to make a more in-depth video discussion about Builders Club, let me know in the comments. This is only a small fragment of what has Roblox removed and discontinued from their website. I will post a link in the video description box that will direct you to every single removed and discontinued feature on the Roblox web. It was both sad and interesting to view all of these features and discover their fates. For some, it feels like Roblox ultimately removed them for no meaningful reason, while for others, it makes sense. Which feature do you miss being on the Roblox platform? Let me know in the comments below. This video is part of the Insights series. Making videos within this series takes a lot of effort into narrating, editing, writing, and publishing. So if you wish to support this series and see more of these kinds of videos, feel free to subscribe. Special thanks to the Roblox Wiki for assisting me with research for some of these topics. I wish I joined Roblox during the classic years to gain the most knowledge, but it is what it is.